iPad are both iOS devices. The steps on backing up data for both devices using iCloud or Mac are just the same. Well, that information is up for another presentation. Back up your Mac using iCloud. You can store files and folders on iCloud Drive. You just have to update your Mac to the latest macOS. Set up iCloud on all of your devices. Make sure that you are signed into iCloud with the same Apple ID on all of your devices. After setting up the iCloud, we can begin the steps to use it for data backup. Go to Apple menu, System Preferences, then click Apple ID. If you're using macOS Mojave or earlier, you don't need to click Apple ID. Select iCloud. Sign in with your Apple ID if you need to. If you think your unit needs assessment or repair, kindly schedule your appointment with us or email support at serviceupdate@powermaccenter.com. Visit checkcoverage.apple.com, then enter the serial number. For inquiries, email support at serviceupdate@powermaccenter.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm coming in clear. I am Jim Toscano, the Chief Program Officer and co-founder of TagPros Education, and welcome back to Teachers Can Create, upskilling teachers as content creators and instructional material designers. This webinar workshop series is brought to you by TagPros Children in partnership with TagPros Education, an up and coming online K to 12 education marketplace where passion takes the lead in learning. And of course, we are also very happy to partner with this in this special program, special series of webinars, prizes, and amazing competition for our teachers. And of course, we welcome our innovative, our generous partner, Power Max Center Incorporated, the pioneer and innovative premium reseller in the Philippines. This event is also made possible by the Department of Education, International Cooperation Office, Teacher Education Network, and Next Series. All right, so last webinar, we talk about digital storytelling and how it can become powerful tool for teaching with Maleng Raisag, the Apple Professional Learning Provider and head for PowerMac Business Systems Incorporated. Today, we'll be joined once again by Mr. John Kevin Regla, and he'll be discussing how we can use Scratch and coding to gamify learning and teaching. If you have noticed, all the things that we have been focusing on, especially at this time, for this series is to empower teachers, teachers like you, like me, to become not just content creators, but become better designers of instructional materials. All right. So before I start, let me just with a short addendum checklist or checked. Thank you to everyone who's been here. Thank you to our teachers coming from Sorsogon City, Pangasinan, Bulacan, Paranaque. Do we have teachers coming in from Mindanao and Visayas other than Sorsogon? Um, we have teachers coming in from Pangasinan, Antique, Isabela. Good afternoon to everyone from Iloilo. Wow, a lot of our friends are coming in right now, and we welcome them. If you have friends, if you have co-teachers who are not yet here but they want to join us, please do send them a message. Share. Please do right now. Please share our live stream into your Facebook account, tag your friends, tag everyone who wants to join in. So we have from Northern Samar, from CDO, Cagayan de Oro City, from Albay, Camarines Sur. Thank you everyone for coming over here. Usually we also have teachers or participants coming in from our international community. So thank you so much. This is our third week, which means that um we are getting nearer to our grand raffle draw for an iPad. And later on, I will show you the winners of our raffle draws. We have more than 50 winners, or I think more than 60 winners of different raffle prizes. And of course, those who have joined us during the first and second session have already gotten their own tickets for the final raffle draw of an iPad, which will happen on October 9, 2021. All right. So, before we move on, a few reminders. Please practice responsible digital citizenship and refrain from sharing personal information in the comment section. And that includes your email or contact number. Let's also be professional to one another in terms of sharing our thoughts in our comment section. We welcome ideas. We welcome diversity in thoughts. You don't have to agree all the time with us. It's also okay if you agree with our speaker or with me or your fellow participants, but we have to do that in a very professional way. After all, we are all educators. We are all models of learning to our students. All right. So for those who are asking for the winners, here are the winners for our raffle draw last September 18. So if we could show, we also have posted on our Facebook account the winners for September 11. There are a lot. There are a lot of winners, so let me just take some time to read them again. For our first set of lucky winners, our prize number one, exclusive discounts on Power Max Center products for all webinar attendees. So those who were able to answer the evaluation form last week, you all have exclusive discounts coming from Power Max Center, which you can use even in their online store. So even if you're not online or you don't have a Power Mac store in your province or in your city, don't worry about it because the discount that you will or and the vouchers that you are gonna win today and the coming raffle draws next week are all you can use them even in an online store. So again, all our participants last September 18, all of you gets exclusive discounts on Power Mac Center products. Power Mac will be emailing you the details on how you could take advantage of those discounts and claim them also. All right, so let's go to our next set of winners. Prize number two, 500 pesos e-voucher on Power Max Center's online store for 12 lucky participants. So, we have 12 lucky participants who are going to win 500 pesos each e-voucher that you can use in Power Max Center's online store. Okay, so let's read the winners. Okay, Melchor R. Raca, Ricardo J. Ranillo, Valentina E. De La Cruz, Ronnie A. Gado, Bernadette P. Cachuela, Mary Grace R. Rafanan, Robbie P. De Leon, Vernelli P. Apucero, Andy P. Padernila, Warren S. Celeso, Jinky, Laila P. Agiwan, Sarah Jane S. Cruz. Congratulations, each of you won 500 e-vouchers, which you can use at Power Mac online store. Next set of winners, 20% worth of discount voucher on chargeable services at any Power Mac service center. So if you go to any service center, here are the luck you if you want to have your Apple devices fixed, you have 20% worth of discount for your service fees or any fees that you will incur. Here are the 20 lucky participants: Alex Javier Alvarez, Jamaica M. De La Cruz, um, Jennerlyn A. Camacho, Arlene B. Pongalos, Pearl John V. Magsipak, Mary Jane V. Tagulaw, Elisa Al. Ray Buenan, Rosalyn F. Fe E. Alenton, Lenny S. Ocampo, Maridi C. Batara, Christina T. Agbalong, Antoinette T. Biandima, Leia C. De Castro, Editha L. Bolo, Maria Veronica Silos, Lydia S. Poral, Annalisa D. Zobaldo, Elizabeth Joy E. Leonardo, Cherry Joy Biramat, Carla Jane F. Beronia. So congratulations for this lucky set of winners. 20% discount voucher on services for Power Max Center. Let's go to the next. Mega raffle number 4, 500 pesos worth of training voucher on any paid training at PBSI. So, PBSI is a training center of Power Mac Center Incorporated. And if you want to get trained on creating your own apps or maybe using advanced software to create your own videos, create your own games or whatever, you get a 500 worth of training voucher from our raffle. So, our winners for prize number 4 mega raffle are the following. There are I know that I know that there are a lot of winners. I think this is 60 plus winners. So you can just see on screen. Don't worry, we will post the list of winners. So let's go to the next slide. There you have a lot of winners. I cannot read them all. So there are a lot of winners, so we'll just post them. Okay, and our next set of winners. Okay, so our last grand prize, our grand prize iPad raffle. So all who have evaluated our session last September 11, you all get a raffle ticket for our iPad raffle. So if you have attended our first session, second session, and even right now, it's your third session, that means you now have you should have answered three evaluation already. That means three raffle tickets. Again, just a reminder, everyone, we don't consider the registration form as the final. Our We don't pick our winners from the registration form. Instead, we pick our winners from the evaluation form, because the evaluation form is our way of knowing that you really watch us. Sad to say, there are teachers who signed up, register, but don't end up here. And most of the time, they also use that and say, we registered, but we did not receive any certificate. If you've been watching Tag Pros, you only get an e-certificate if 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 you answer the evaluation form after each session. So its evaluation form is the key to winning our raffle prizes. And of course, grand prize iPad raffle, which will be drawn on October, or the winner will be announced on October 9. Some of you are asking for the past winners, how will we get them? Power Mac will email you and will give you instruction. They will give you instruction on how you will be able to claim your prizes. So please wait for their email. All right. So there, September 11, September 18. Now we are ready for our third session, September 25. So to enter our raffle draw this session, complete the evaluation form on www.tagpros.org. Again, reminder, please do not ask where the evaluation form right now or even in the middle of the session. If you have been watching Tag Pros, that will only come out at the end of the webinar. All right? So teachers, let's not do that again. Let's not ask for the link while the session is happening. The link will come out. Or some of you are already accessing right now www.tagpros.org. Sorry, but the evaluation form is turned off right now. It will just be open at the end of the session. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, Tag Pros Official. Of course, please do give some love to our amazing partner, Power Max Center. Go online, go on Twitter, go Instagram, go on Facebook, follow them also. All right. All One important reminder: we only have we only have 1 week left to get in your participation and send in your nomination. If you are not aware of this, we have launched our Heroes of Learning photography contest. So Tag Pros, Power Mac Center, and PBSI has launched, and it's now open. Has opened the Heroes of Learning photo contest. Okay, so this photo contest celebrates teachers. So what's going to happen? It's very simple. Nominate an inspiring teacher in your community and get a chance to win amazing prizes. This is our special event for our teachers at this time of the pandemic. Also at this time of the National Teachers Month. So please do join our Heroes of Learning photo contest. How do you get to join? It's very easy. Who can nominate? Any teacher, any student, any school leader, and even parents can nominate any teacher in the Philippines, any teacher who has inspired you. How do you get, or who gets to be nominated? Teacher who can be nominated are those who teach in formal and informal education, whether online or hybrid environment, whether you belong to ALS, whether you belong to TESDA, or whatever, as long as you are teaching, whether formal and informal, okay, whether online, remote learning, print-based modality, or hybrid, whatever, blended. Any teacher can be nominated. Any Filipino teacher in the Philippines could be nominated. How do we get to nominate? Very simple. Number one, take a photo of the most inspiring teacher in action. Take a photo of the most inspiring teacher for you in action. And then make sure that you get the photo. Make sure that you ask permission also and tell the teacher, "Hi, teacher, I'm nominating you. I took a photo of you and I'm going to post it." The next instruction is, so take a picture. Second, post. Can we go to the next slide? Post with a caption. The caption contains 150 words. This 150 words should contain your answer. How does the teacher inspire students to continue studying at this time of the pandemic? Very easy. Number one, post the picture of your most inspiring teacher in action. Second, put 150 words caption which answers the question, how did this teacher inspire students to continue studying at this time of the pandemic? And then tag Power Mac Center, tag pros, and then use a very important, oh, this is a wrong hashtag. Our hashtag is hashtag Heroes of Learning 2021. Okay, so we will share that in the chat every time you post every time you post a nomination. Please use Heroes of Learning 2021. It's now on the comment section, and use that because that's the one that we use to look for the nominations. Also, please make sure that your posts are public setting so that we can see it. If you are not our friend, if you're not following Tag Pros or Power Mac, we will not be able to see your post. So again, number one, take a picture. Second, write a caption. And third, post. Make sure that it's public. All right. So entries will be judged through 40% relevance of the teacher's story to the theme, 40% quality and creativity of the photo entry, 20% originality and impact of the entry. I think most importantly, I just want to say that, can we go to the next slide? This is one thing that we want to emphasize. There will be 4 winners for our competition. One from NCR, one from Luzon, one from Visayas, and one from Mindanao. May we just ask our teachers from Visayas and Mindanao, we need more nomination coming in from Visayas and Mindanao. The winning teacher will get 10,000 pesos worth of prizes in form of cash and products. And most importantly, those who nominate, our nominator will also win 2,500 worth of prizes in form of products. So again, those who will be nominated and will be chosen as winners, we will get one from NCR, one from Luzon, one from Visayas, and one from Mindanao. Each winning teacher will get 10,000 pesos worth of prizes in form of cash and products, and each nominator of each winner will also win 2,500 worth of prizes in form of products. So please, we want to ask you, please make sure that you take some time later on, take some time later on to make nominations. Our deadline is actually 1 week from now. And then we will be judging your pictures, and then we will be announcing the winners on October 9, 2021. All right. So there. Those are very simple instructions. These are the nominations that we have gotten for now. We have 2 nominations coming in. Actually, a lot of nominations coming from Region 5, especially in Sorsogon. We also have a nomination from Region 3. So please do. It's as simple as this. Take a picture of the most inspiring teacher in action, make a caption answering the question, how is this teacher inspiring me to, or inspiring students to learn at this time of the pandemic, and then use our hashtag Heroes of Learning. All right, so may I ask you right now, maybe you can pause for a while commenting good afternoon to everyone. I want to stop you right now and maybe give you some time. Think of a teacher that whom you want to nominate. Think of a teacher whom you want to nominate. That is your homework. So our participants, that is your homework right now. Look for the most inspiring teacher, maybe a friend of yours or maybe a neighbor. Nominate him or her before the week ends. All right. So I think um, those are our announcement. So yeah. So I think we're ready to go back to our main program. Again, for our session today, this afternoon, we are welcoming back Mr. Joseph Kevin Regla. He is an Apple professional learning provider, and of course, an edtech trainer at Power Mac Business Systems Incorporated. If you remember before, he was the one who taught us about creating instructional materials. Right now, Joseph is also a very good coding. He's an expert in coding. He teaches coding to teachers or to students. So we are very excited to welcome him back to teach us about using Scratch and coding to gamify learning and teaching. So once again, put your hands together for Mr. Joseph Kevin Regla.
Welcome to our session today. My name is Joseph. I'm an Apple professional learning provider and the training manager of PMC Business Systems Incorporated. And today we're going to discuss Scratch and coding to gamify learning and teaching. So let's start. Okay, so I'll start first with our objectives. Number one is to learn and understand that coding is for everyone. Yes, it's for everyone. You don't have to be a genius to do coding. You just have to be determined. And kumbaga, you just need a tiyaga, no? You just have to be determined to finishing your projects. Next, we'll discuss about the benefits of coding in the classroom and as well as discuss the benefits of gamification. Number three, we're going to work coding lessons into your subjects. I have prepared video demos so that you can refer to them and start up your coding in the classroom. Lastly, is to gamify your lessons and have fun. Moving on, let's discuss a bit of definitions. Number one, what is coding? So I'll give you 10 to 15 seconds to put down your answers in the comment section. What is coding? Okay, coding is the process of writing down instructions for a computer to follow in order to perform a task. So coding is just like creating a cookbook wherein you put down instructions so that you can finish the task. Okay? Next, what is a programming language? Another 10 to 15 seconds to write down your answer in the comment section. Okay, so programming language is a set of commands, instructions, and other syntax used to create a software or an app which is recognized by the computer. So coding plus coding, the instructions plus the programming language, you can come up with a computer program. So a computer program is a collection of instructions that can be executed by the computer to perform a specific task. So those are our definitions for this session today because we're going to discuss coding. But before we continue, let's ask or let's answer the biggest question. Why teach coding? Or let me rephrase that. Why should we learn how to code? So here are the benefits of coding. Number one, creativity. It improves our creativity because creativity can be used a lot in coding. So number one example, siguro, in coding, for example, you want to create a game or an educational game. So you design your own character. You design the layout of your app. You design a storyboard if you're going to use coding in a story. And of course, you should be also creative when what you call is when you execute or when you add the commands and the codes, which puts me to the next benefit, which is problem solving. It improves our critical thinking and problem solving skills. So if a line of code doesn't execute the command that it needs to do, we think about it. We think of a way to solve that problem. So it really improves our problem solving skills. Next, it improves our resilience. So not just the teachers, not just the students, but everyone. Resilience. So we become resilient when it comes to failure. So why? Because when your code doesn't run, what do? You try to solve it and then run it one more time until it executes the command that you are thinking about it or for it to do. So for example, in a game, when you play a game, your character died and then it says that game over, what do? Yes, you always click or choose the continue button. So that's why coding improves our resilience. We continue to try and try again. Next, it teaches us how to think. So coding is like a bicycle for our brain, for our mind. It practices our mind to think. It helps us and teaches us how to think. So it improves also our brain functions in when it comes to thinking. Of course, thinking about solutions. As I've said earlier, it improves our problem solving skills. Next, let me add with the it teaches us how to think. We can also think about a way or to create an app to solve a real world problem. So in that way, it teaches us how to think about solutions. Okay. Next is that it's also applicable for non-STEM subjects. So you can apply it with music, with history. So you can apply it not just in science or math, but you can also apply it in other subjects. So it's very versatile. It's very flexible. So later I have 3 samples, although I have sample for math, science. The third one is a sample project for music. Okay. And lastly, it's learning while having fun. Okay. So it's not just learn to code. It's not just you're learning how to code, but you're also coding to learn. Okay, and also you can have fun while coding because you can create you own it. You create something and you own it. So for example, you create an educational game. Maybe you code something like an interactive story. So you name just to name a few. Okay, next. Why gamification? So what are the benefits of gamification? So number one benefit of gamification is that, of course, it's fun and interactive. Number two, it's an enhanced learning experience. So apart from being in the classroom, listening to your teacher, jotting down notes, basically it's like, I remember when I was still studying, the teacher talks in front, asks someone to write down on the board, and then we memorize everything. But this one, when you do coding and gamification, it's a whole new different learning experience. Next, I said earlier that it can be applied to real world applications when it teaches you how to think, to solve a real world problem. And at the same time, it has real time feedbacks. So for gamification, you can see the progress right away. Okay, so you can record the progress, you can record the grades right away when you gamify your lessons. And lastly, competition equals motivation. So the sense of gaming is somehow competitive, right? So the sense of competition makes the students motivated. But don't get me wrong. Competition, does it mean that they don't cooperate? They don't do teamworks? They can do teamwork. You can put them in a group when you do gamified learning, gamified lessons. So it also improves cooperation and teamwork. But all in all, the sense of competition makes your students motivated. So competition equals motivation. Okay, so those are the benefits of coding and gamification. Now let's proceed to our app for today. So it's Scratch. It actually is Scratch 3. So Scratch 3 is you can download this if you're using a Mac or Windows. It's downloadable. So maybe we could put the link in the chat box or in the comment section. So Scratch 3, yes, you can download it on your computer. For Windows, it's available. For a Mac, it's also available in the App Store. Okay, so let's start. My first demo. Okay, so after this slide, I prepared a video demo. It's called Math Racer. Okay, so we're going to create a math game of racing, wherein you should answer math problems correctly in order for you to get to the finish line. Okay, so let's start. And I hope for math teachers here, you get inspired by this project and start up your own coding implementation in your classroom or in your lessons. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so for our first project, we're going to create a math game called Math Racer. So I already opened Scratch. Let me just first delete this sprite here. And then we will upload or import our own sprites. So I have here prepared my math car resources that we will be using for this project. So let's start. I'll add first the sprite for our red car. Open. Okay. I'll set its size to size 30. And then put it somewhere here. Okay. And then I will add another sprite for our enemy car or our rival car. Set the size again to 30 and then put it somewhere here. Okay, so make sure they are on the same x-axis, which is 183. Okay, next, we're going to add our finish line. So let's add our finish line there, and then we will set the size also to size 30, and then we will put it at the end. Okay. And lastly, we will put our own backdrop. It's I named it the road. I already lay out this background so that it will include the instructions for our game. So you have to answer the math problems correctly to make your car, which is the red car, move forward. If you give the wrong answer, your rival car will move forward. Okay, so let's use this backdrop, and then we'll have to arrange our car here, and then the finish line here. Now we're ready to add some codes. So let's start first with the red car. So we're going to start with events, which is when we click the green flag. That's for the start of our program. Let's click on motion, go to its current position. So why? Because if we finish the game, your red car might be at the finish line. So if you want to restart the game, when you click the green flag, it will go back to its original position, which is here. Okay, with the negative 183 for the x-axis and negative 64 for the y-axis. Next, we will add a winning condition. So under sensing, we will add touching the finish line. But before that, we will add another event or a control. We will add a control, which is it will wait until sensing, touching, you will put it inside, touching the finish line. So this is the condition. The car will wait until it touches the finish line, and then it will say something. It will post a text saying you win. And maybe I could put an emoji there. Okay, so that's for our red car. Let's move on adding another block of code. So we're going to go under variable. We will make our own variable, which is available for all sprites. Make sure this is selected. I will put in red wins and then okay. So it will show here red wins, but we will uncheck that to make it that disappear. And then, so I'll put in here set red wins to number one, because this is our winning condition. Wait until it touches the finish line. Once it touches the finish line, it will say you win, and then it will set that red wins the race to 1, meaning that the red car won already. Okay, and then under control, we will stop all the processes. Okay, stop all the script for the whole game. Okay. Next, we're going to add a message for this one. This is what will make our red car move. So we will create a new message named move red. Okay. So later you will know who will send this message to our red car. Okay. So when the red car received move red, under motion, it will move. Okay, so it will move. Maybe I could add 20 steps. Or I can put 10 steps, but for this demo, I will put 20 steps. Okay, that is for our code for our red car. So we will put almost the same code with our purple car. So here's a technique in Scratch. What you can do is that you can simply drag and drop the block of codes to the sprite that you want it to be copied. But for this one, we will re-add everything so that you can practice or you can view again the process. So under enemy car, let's add in an event wherein when we click the green flag, it will go to its current position under motion, and then under control, repeat until touching the finish line. So this is something different for with the red car and the purple car. So that we can give our rival a chance to move even if we have the right answer. So this will make the game more challenging. So it will constantly move. So it will constantly move at a slow pace of 0.05 steps. Okay. And then once it touches the finish line, it will say that you lost. And then it will we will create another variable which is purple wins and then hide it. So set purple wins to 1, and then under control is stop all of the script, and then same as the red car, we will have to receive move red or move purple. Okay, so the challenge here is that the purple car is constantly moving, and if you get the wrong answer, it will move a little bit farther. So we will add a message that when, let's add a new message, move purple. When the purple car receives the move purple message, it will move an additional 20 steps as well. Okay, so if you get the wrong answer, it will move 20 steps aside from moving constantly in this speed. Okay. Okay. Next. So for the finish line, we will just add an event that when the green flag is clicked, it will set the variables, which is the red win and the purple wins to 0. So that there's still we don't have a winner for this one, for the race when we start the race using the green flag. Okay, so that is for our block of codes for our sprites. Now let's go to the backdrop. We will add a code to the backdrop because our backdrop will be the one supplying us with the math problems that we need to answer. So let's go to events. When the green flag is clicked, okay, so we will add the control to that repeat until So this block of code will make our backdrop give us math problems as long as there's no winner. Okay? So we're going to use the operators now. So repeat until we will use the OR block, this one. Repeat until, and then the equals for both inside equals to 1. So what do you think that it will repeat until? Set to 1. Okay, so if you guess it, you're correct. It's the purple and red wins. Okay, so it will continue to give us math problems until the red wins or the purple car wins, which is equivalent to 1. So let's add it here. So when the red wins equals to 1, or when the purple wins equals to 1. Or to explain this more in a simpler way, it will repeat until the red car wins or the purple car wins. Okay? Next, we will create another variable which is for our math problem. So we will name it as the first number. Let me just hide that one. And then we will add another variable, second number. Okay. So we will add it here. So what it will do is it will set the first number to, and the second number to a random number. Okay, so let's add an operator. Pick random number from 1 to 10. And then pick random number from 1 to 10. If you want to make your math problems a little bit harder, you can add a higher value. Okay? So next, it will now start to ask questions. Okay? So under sensing, it will ask to, this is addition. So we're going to use addition. It will ask other operators. Here, join. Okay. So it will ask us to join the first and second number. Okay, but it's not this one, the first number, and then you add the second number. For this one, the first one, let's join the first number. And then we will add another join block under here. Because in the middle, we will add a plus sign, meaning first number plus the second number. But it should also have an equal sign. So we will add another join under here. So we have 3 join. 1, 2, 3. So join 1 plus the second number equals. So let's go back to our variables. Second number, and then the equal sign. Okay, now here's a bit of the tricky part. It will wait for you to answer correctly. So when you answer correctly, it's just a yes or no. Is your answer correct? Yes. Is your answer correct? No. So when you're talking about yes or no in programming or in coding, we are talking about the if and else statement. Okay? So if, okay, so if under operators, let's use the equals. Okay? So if your answer to this question is the right answer, your car moves, right? So let's go back to sensing. If the answer is equal to, this time we're going back to the operator and then look for the plus sign. So if our answer is equal to the first number plus the second number, which is here, then our red car moves. Okay. There. And then we will broadcast a message. So under the event, broadcast. So if our answer is correct, it will broadcast red, move red, which is when received by the red car, it will move 20 steps. Okay? So if your answer is wrong, which is else, it will broadcast move purple. Okay? And then we will add an interval also to wait for 1 second to give the next question. And that is our math race. So we have now completed the codes for our math race. Let us test this game. So I'll put it in full screen. If I click so for example, this is the red car I already won. It should go back, or as you can see, the purple car already moved a little bit. So if I click the green flag, it will go back to its original position. And we start our math race. So let's start. So it says here, see, the purple car is already moving. So I have to catch up. So 9 plus 6 is 15. So I move. So 10 plus 5 is also 15. I move again. I'm ahead of the race. If I give the wrong answer, 10 plus 9 is 19. But if I give 20, the purple car moves further. So that's the challenge. You have to be careful in answering. So let me just finish the race and have the race won. So 13. And 9 plus 1 is 10. 7. 4 plus 6 is 10. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. 8 plus 6 is 14. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 plus 3 is 9. So I'm ahead of the race. 1 plus 3 is 4. I have another wrong answer. 9 plus 4, 12. So I make the purple car move. So 8 plus 5 is 13. 6 plus 5 is 11. So I'm going to win the race. 7. 4 plus 9 is 13. Last one. 6 plus 8 is 14. And then I won. Okay, and then it will stop the race. So that is our math race game. I hope you get the codes. If not, we can post it maybe in the comments. Okay, so that's it for our math race. Okay, so that is the video demo that I prepared for the math race. I hope you can also do that on your own free time. And you can download Scratch in the App Store if you're using a Mac, and you can download it in their website if you're using a Windows computer. So let's proceed to the next project. So I have two more video prepared for you. So I did a quick demo of another project. This one's for science. I call it the science quiz game. So as I've said earlier, you can apply coding in non-STEM subjects, but I have two examples which is part of STEM, which is math and science. But this project for the science quiz can also be used for non-STEM projects, non-STEM subjects rather. So you can use it in digital storytelling. You can use it in history, maybe in religion also. When you want to your students to create or to discuss about a Bible story, you can also do this type of coding in Scratch. So this one's very simple. So it's a quiz game for science, and as I've said, you can use this as reference for other subjects. Here it is. Okay, so for our second project, this is a science quiz game. So I already have my sprites prepared, and I already added the code blocks inside those sprites. And then I'll explain each and every one of the blocks so that you can create your own quiz game as well. So first, let's go here with the dog named Dot. So here's the first blocks of code. So these codes are responsible for making Dot give the introduction in our science quiz. So when the green flag is clicked, Dot will go to this position, and then he will become larger. So later you will see that when we test the game. And then he will wait for 2 seconds intervals and introduce himself, and then introduce himself as the quiz instructor. And then on this part, he will tell the player that the topic is about vertebrates and invertebrates. So this is a simple quiz game. And then after giving the intro, Dot will broadcast a message for the quiz to start. Moving on. When Dot receives the message, which is, by the way, it's here under the events, you can create a new message and then add it to the characters. It's either the character will be receiving or broadcasting the message. For this one, Dot broadcasted the message, and at the same time, he also received the message. So once he receives the message, he will change position. Okay. And then change the size. After that, he will start asking the questions. Okay. So the questions here are simple. They are answerable by yes or no. So it's about vertebrates and invertebrates. So same as the math game. So Dot will repeat until the answer is correct or yes. Because the question is a bear a vertebrate? So is a bear a vertebrate? Of course, the answer is yes. So if the answer is correct, if the player answered yes, Dot will say that it is correct and wait 2 seconds to broadcast the next question. After broadcasting the next question, Dot will then stop the script. But if the player answered, gave the wrong answer, which is a bear is a vertebrate. And then if the player answered no, that will say nope, try again. So moving forward, after broadcasting the question number 2, that will also receive that question. Okay, and then same block of codes that will repeat until the answer is, this time the answer is no, and will ask if is a butterfly a vertebrate. So since the answer is no, if the player answers no, that will say that it's correct, and then proceed to question 3. So this type of quiz is a very simple quiz wherein it can be answered by true or false. Okay, so yes and no are the only answers. So and then next, after answering correctly, that can now broadcast question 3, and then so on and so forth. So those are the block of codes inside dot. Okay, here. So again, if you want to add more questions, you will just duplicate this block of codes and then change the parameters. And then of course, you need to broadcast a new message, maybe for question number 4. Now let's proceed to the other sprites. So for the first question, is a bear a vertebrate? This is the message that will be received. So the codes inside the bear is simple. When the green flag is clicked, the bear will hide. As you can see, the bear is not visible. But when dot broadcast the message quiz start and the bear receives that message, that the bear sprite will show after 6 seconds. So later when we test that, you will see how this block of codes work. And same goes with the butterfly. For the butterfly, when the green flag is clicked, it will go to this position and then hide. And then when it receives question number 2 message, it will show after 1 second. So that is a quick explanation of our simple quiz game. So let's start and try it out. So if I click the green flag, so dot will then start to introduce himself. I'm your quiz instructor today. Our topic is about vertebrates and invertebrates. Let's start. Are you ready? Here we go. And then the bear shows up. Is a bear a vertebrate? The answer is yes. But if I answer here, no. Nope, try again. But if I answer yes, he will say it's correct. So for the butterfly, is a butterfly a vertebrate? The answer is no. Correct. Okay. So that's a quick view of a simple quiz game. So as I've told earlier, you can also use Scratch on non-STEM subjects. So you can use the same format, this type of format of codes using digital storytelling. So you can use it in Filipino subject, English subject, history. You can use this type of format, but instead of a quiz, it could be a digital storytelling session. So that's it for our second project, which is a quiz game. Okay, so that's a quick, that's a very quick program in Scratch. You can use it, as I've said earlier, as I told you earlier, you can also use this format of coding in digital storytelling. So you can have an interactive story wherein you should the story will progress and it depends on your answer. So if you answer it this way, the story will change and so on. Okay. So our next project, I'm going to feature a hardware. It's Scratch plus Makey. So later, I can show you the Makey, and actually it's also in one of the videos. Makey is a controller wherein you use alligator clips. So you connect it to your computer and then you can control your Scratch program using the Makey. Okay. So first, another quick video on how I created a simple drum set using Scratch, and I will later control it using Makey. Here it is. So for this last project, we're going to create a simple drum set using Scratch, and then afterwards we will use Makey for us to create our own paper drum set, and I will also be using bananas as my drum set controller. Okay, so let's start. First, I will add an extension. So I will add the music extension so that we can add musical instruments into our project. So these are musical instrument sounds, okay? And then I will also add the Makey extension. Okay? So again, how do you add an extension? You just click here to add extension and then search for the extension that you might need for your project. So I added music and Makey. Okay? So this project is quite simple to make, but if you want it to be more challenging, you can add more codes in changing the appearance of the instruments and other things that can be done through coding. So let's start. I'll delete this sprite. So that is the cat sprite given by default when you create a new project. We will add 5 instruments and 5 sprites. So let's start. I will first add the 5 sprites. So I'll click sprites, music, and then first I will choose the drum kit. This is for the kick drum or the bass drum. So I'll put it here. Next, I will add again a sprite from the music category, a drum snare. Next, I will add a hi-hat here. And then I'll add a drum cymbal here. And lastly, I will add a bell icon or a bell sprite here. Okay, now we are ready to code. So for the drum kit, I will add this controller or this block from Makey. So when, as you can see, it's already in space bar or space. So I'll change it to when left arrow is pressed, it will play a bass drum. Okay, and then I will also change the duration to 0.05. This is to lessen the interval or the latency when we play the drum. So I'll test it out first. By the way, this block also works on your keyboard, on your computer keyboard. So I will press the left arrow to play the bass drum. Okay, next, I will click the drum snare and then do the same process. I will add this block when the up arrow is pressed. It will play for 0.05 seconds a snare drum. So if I press the up arrow, okay, so I'm pressing the up arrow of my computer. It also works with this block here. Next, to make things easier, I will show you a simple technique. We will simply click and drag this block of code into our other sprites. So I'll just drag it here. See? And then drag it to the next sprite. And lastly, I will drag it to the bell sprite. Okay. So now I've dragged all the codes inside, but you may notice something. They are all pointing at the up arrow and the snare drum. So all I need to do is change it. So for the drum hi-hat, I will use the down arrow. And then I will choose the close hi-hat for this one. So if I press the down arrow, okay, and then I'll do the same with the drum cymbals. This one is when I press the right arrow, it will play the crash symbol. And then for the bell, if I hit the space bar, it will play the cowbell. Where is it? There, cowbell. So if I press space bar, okay. So that's it. This is a simple project in creating your own drum kit using Scratch. And then the next part, we will be using Makey, the Makey controller to create our own paper drum set and as well as our banana buttons. So let's proceed to the next part. Okay, so for the next part of this, of my keynote, of my video, we're going to use Makey. So let me show you Makey. This is the Makey kit. So it consists of a controller. Okay, can you see it? Yeah, there. The controller and some alligator clips. USB connector to your computer, and of course, additional wires or cable. This one's the one that you use on the breadboard. Okay, so you can program the Makey to control your project in Scratch. So let's proceed to the next video. So here's our project, our simple drum set using Scratch. And we're going to use the Makey controller here. So we have this cables. We have the USB to a mini USB cable to connect to the Makey controller and additional cables for the other ports for the Makey controller. Okay, so before we start, I would like to connect the cables already into our Makey controller. So first off, here. Okay. I will connect the black alligator clip to the earth or the ground. So make sure you're holding the ground cable to activate the other buttons or the other controls. So let me just clip this to the ground. And then we're going to connect each. So for the instruments, for the left arrow, we have the bass drum. So I will connect this one to the right arrow controller for our bass drum. I'll connect this green one for the up arrow, which is the snare drum. There. And the yellow alligator clip for the left arrow. That's for our crash cymbals. Our white alligator clip for our down arrow. And that is for our hi-hat. And last but not the least, we're going to use the other red alligator clip for the space. Okay. There. Now we're all set up. The next thing we need to do is to use the USB to mini USB cable to connect our Makey controller into our computer. So with this, I'm going to use an adapter. So I just plug it in. And then plug in the Makey controller. There, so it's working. Next is, I already prepared my awesome paper drum set. So I had this drawn earlier. I used a pencil. I used a pencil so I could draw it. I can draw the buttons made of lead. So as you know, lead is a conductor. So we will use of this. We will make use of this paper drum set, and we're also going to use banana buttons. So later we will try it out. But first, let's try it on the paper drum set that I made earlier. So first off, I will connect the left button into our base. Okay. And then our green alligator clip to our snare. Our yellow alligator clip to our crash hi-hat or crash cymbals. The white alligator clip for our closed hi-hat. Like this. Okay. And then lastly, the red alligator clip for our bell. So I have here my paper drum set. So let's try if we can play the drum set using our paper controller. So make sure that you are holding on the ground so that you may complete the circuit of the Makey controller in order to activate the instruments. So I will be holding the ground like this, and then I'll try to play an instrument. So let's try the bass. Okay. The snare, the bass, and the hi-hats, the crash, and then the bell. I can play the drums using my paper drum set, which is made of pencil lead. So let's try it. Okay, so that's the Makey controller using our paper-made drum set. Next is we're going to use our bananas. So actually, you can turn any conductive object into a button using Makey. So let me just open this one. So we're going to use 5 bananas for our drum set. So for this one, the first banana will be the bass. So I can just clip it like this here. For the snare drum, I'll use the second banana. Yeah, okay, so it's clipped. For our hi-hats, which is the white alligator clip, I'll go for the third banana. For our crash cymbals, which is the yellow alligator clip, I will be using the fourth banana. And lastly, for our cowbell, we're going to use the fifth piece of banana. Okay, so I'll just clip it like this. Okay, so now I have my banana drum set. So I make sure you're holding on the ground, alligator clip, and then let's start playing our drum set. So it's like this. Okay, so that is a quick video. That is my video for the Makey and a quick concert. So drum playing using the Makey and the Scratch 3 drum set. So that's it for Scratch 3. But I have a few slides left. So the question is, Sir Joseph or Teacher Joseph, I'm not yet ready to code. What can I do? So if you're not ready yet to code, it's okay because you can still gamify your lessons. You can do lesson gamification if you're not yet ready to use Scratch or any coding app for your subject. You can use EdPuzzle. So back in my last talk, which is the creating instructional video, you can use your instructional video and upload it in the EdPuzzle to create an interactive video quiz. So what is EdPuzzle? So EdPuzzle turns your videos into interactive quizzes, your instructional videos into quizzes. You can integrate it in your LMS. You can use the Google Classroom. It can also integrate with Google Classroom. You can manage your classes and monitor progress and grades. So here's a quick overview and demo of EdPuzzle. Let me just hide my presentation. So I have here my EdPuzzle ready. So I already signed in. I already signed in my account. Okay, so I have here my account here. So the first thing that you can do with EdPuzzle is that you can search for keywords, for example, animals. You can search for video quizzes or interactive videos created by other educators. Okay, so you can search for this videos as well on your own free time. I usually use this. I usually use this animals, this by Pink Fong, okay, by Sangeeta KV. So, but let me show you a very quick intro on how to create your own instructional videos or instructional video quizzes. So the first thing you should do is you can add your content. What's good about this is you can record your own video. If you're using Google Chrome, you can download the EdPuzzle extension. Remember my first session, the Screencastify, it's the same, it's almost the same extension. You can record the tab, your desktop or your camera directly using the Google Chrome. But right now I'm using Safari. So let me just add my content, upload the video. I have prepared here the same video that I used in Makey. So I can upload this so that I can turn it into an interactive quiz video. So I click choose file. Okay, choose file and then use the, it's on my desktop and then upload. Okay, so once it's uploaded, you can see it in your contents. And then you can start adding your elements for this one. No, while waiting for our upload, okay. So let me just do a quick tour for you here. So while our video is uploading, let me see if it's okay. It's uploading quite fast. So while waiting, you can click here to get some learning resources to learn how to integrate it with your LMS, how to manage classes, how to monitor the progress of your students. So you can click the support links here. So regarding the LMS integration, you can add your classes here. You can integrate your class. You can connect your LMS class here. You can connect your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Teams, Clever, Moodle, Schoology, Canvas, PowerSchool, Blackboard, and Blackboard or Blackboard. Okay, so right now I don't have any LMS to connect, but my video is currently sampling. You can also create your school. You can invite educators. For this free account, I have only 20 contents for storage. And by the way, your video should not be, if you're going to upload a video from your computer, it should not be more than 1 gig. So right now I have 1/20 because I already uploaded my content. It's preparing as well. So in order to have more space, if you want to earn space, you can refer to your colleagues there. You can invite a teacher. You can just add their emails or share it via Twitter and Facebook. And then here's your referral code. Once they use that referral code, you can earn more space. You can add more of your video contents. Okay. So let's see if this is not yet. Okay. So it's I think this is taking more time. Let me just go back to the discover part. Maybe I could sample some of the videos. Animals. So animals, search. So for example, this short video here, when you upload your video, after uploading, you can add questions in between. So right now, how do you know that there are questions inside the video? You can see this icon here. It has 30 questions or notes. So let's start this video just to show you a sample. There, I'll play this video. Okay, so if you added a question in the video will automatically pause until you answer all the questions. So I think the first question has 3, it repeats 3. So what animal is this? It's a cat. Next question, what animal is it? It's a cat. So what animal is it? It's a cat. So when I submit, it will tell that I got the questions right, and then continue to play the video. So I'll just skip right here. Okay, and then it will automatically pause again because it's going to ask a question. What animals can you see? So I see a zebra, an elephant, and a monkey. So I click that and then submit. Okay, so click continue. Okay, so your instructional videos will look something like this when you add questions. You can see it here, the questions. How many birds can you see? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 birds. Okay, so that's it for EdPuzzle. Let me just check my content if it's already done uploading. So, okay, so it's not yet done uploading. But after you upload, what you can do to your projects is you can add voiceovers, you can add cuts. You can cut your video so that your students can only see the relevant parts. And you can add notes as well. Aside from questions, you can add notes so that it could also be an instructional video with notes so that your students can review. Okay, and then what you can also do is, of course, you can monitor the progress by adding your class here and inviting your students. So I will not take up much of the time. You can explore EdPuzzle. You have the support site, the Help Center for EdPuzzle. You can discover other educators' work. Okay, so you can view it by grade level, by country if you need, and by source. Okay. By the way, EdPuzzle hosted are the uploaded videos. YouTube are the YouTube videos linked into EdPuzzle. Okay, so that's a quick demo and overview of EdPuzzle. Let me just go back to my presentation. So how about other apps? So other apps that I can recommend to gamify your learning session, to gamify your classroom is these 4 apps. So number 1 is Class Dojo. You might want to download it and then try it out. Number 2 is Kahoot. So this one's very famous. I think most of you educators, most teachers are already familiar with Kahoot. You have the third one, that's Classcraft, creating your own character and then earning points by doing tasks in the classroom. Earning points. What's good about Classcraft is that there are samples given, like you can go to classcraft.com. There's a sample there wherein student behavior is also part of the lesson. So if they behave properly, they gain more points. So it's a very good app. It's a very good gamification as well. And lastly, quizzes. We use this in PBSI, in our training center as well, for breakout sessions, icebreakers, and we also use this in our staff trainings. So those are the apps um, recommendation that you can explore on your free time. So to recap everything, um, we use Scratch and coding for to gamify our learning and teaching. I hope you enjoyed that. Actually, that was my last slide. I hope you enjoyed our session today using Scratch, making Makey, a bit of overview of EdPuzzle, and my app recommendations. So to gamify your classroom, which is Class Dojo, Kahoot, Classcraft, and quizzes. So again, this is your Sir Joseph. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot. And see you on the next sessions. Back to you, Sir Jim.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Joseph, for that very interactive, very engaging. I think this is one of the Joseph's workshop is one of the few that we have that have really showed demonstrated the use. We were so excited with the use of Makey. And I bet you have a lot of questions about coding and how we can integrate that further. So for us, we have a few minutes for around 2 to 3 questions, and we're gonna bring up Joseph. Okay,
Hi, Sir
there. So
Jim.
good afternoon, Joseph.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
All right. So just the first question. I think we need to clarify some questions here, and it pertains to how they could access Scratch, for example, the Scratch version 3. So Joseph, the questions are: is it free? Can it be downloaded and used offline? We're talking about how teachers who have no fast connection to the internet can download it immediately and then use it even offline. Um, Joseph, what what are the technical requirements for that?
Um, for Scratch, yes, you can download it um, in Windows, in Mac, even in Chrome OS, and then in Android. You can download them. And it's also free. So, but if you don't have for example, there might be some cases that you don't have a computer at hand, or you're just borrowing a computer. It's also available online. It also has, you can go to scratch.mit.edu, or can I share my screen for a bit? So
Sure, sure.
I
Yeah.
have here prepared some of the links while reading the comments as well.
All right.
Scratch.mit.
So
Okay, let me just share my
okay.
screen.
All right. So
Yes.
teachers, get ready. Maybe if you can take screenshot or take down notes. Um. All right.
So
Is it
here it
up?
is. I'll share my screen there. So
Yeah.
this is the scratch.mit.edu. Um, here's also the download link where you can download. So it's here. Scratch.mit.edu/download. You can download it using Windows 10, Android 6, and later, Mac OS, and then Chrome OS. Okay. So what's good about this is you can also create here. When I click create, there I have a web browser app for Scratch. So as you can see, it's almost the same interface that I have in my demo. So maybe I could do a quick demo lang this one. So lakarin natin yung cat. Okay, when I click um the green flag, let's have it move 10 steps, 10 times. So it's like this. So when I click, it moves. So it has a built-in web app for Scratch. So I'll leave the page, and then you have a lot of you can join Scratch. You can just sign in. You can create your own account, and you can sign in and then share with the world your projects. It could also be featured in their website. So that's for
Joseph, can they, Joseph, if they want to explore and use the projects of other people, other teachers have, can they also access those projects?
yes. They can also access other projects like this. So I have some projects, and what you call this, you can also remix actually. So if I search, for example, uh, whack a mole, it's a game that in Scratch like this one. So for example, here I can click this game, whack a mole, and then the project will load. So I can start the stage and play. Okay. And what can I also do is see inside. There's a see inside button wherein you can see the source code that's been used and the sprites that's been used. So there's a thing called remixing. Scratch with Scratch you can remix a project to your own preference.
All right. That's very interesting and that's very helpful, Joseph. I think some of our questions here or some of our thoughts that are being shared is that, this is the first time that they're using, that they're finding out about coding. Some of them have heard of coding, but they were not given much opportunity to try it. And
Yes.
for me, I think what you have shared a while ago, like you can use the projects of other educators who have shared online their work. That's very good because for me, for example, if I don't have much time and I just want to use Scratch in my class, I think that could definitely help me. All right. And of course, Joseph, there's another question here. Coding is very necessary for the 21st century. Now that our teachers know that they can actually integrate that,
Yes.
what's the advantage? What will be the career? Does it mean then that if we use coding in class, for example, in English, in math, in science, does it mean that all all of our graduates will become programmers or coders? Is it only that? I mean, what
Is
are
it
the future
only that?
benefits of
Okay, so
coding?
the question is if I graduate, for example, I'm the student. If I graduate, will I go to the to this field only, like programming, technical field? The answer is not quite, because coding can be applied anywhere. Actually, if the question is coding a really essential skill for 21st century? Yes, very much, because it covers almost all. It covers a lot of 21st century learning skills like critical thinking and problem solving. It also covers creativity. As I've said in my presentation, it uses a lot of creativity, and there's a saying that creativity is the thing that if we always use it, it's the thing that if we use it, we have more creativity. And then perseverance as well, resilience in failure. So I gave an example wherein if you're playing a game, actually kahit ako, even me, if I hit the game over, I always click continue. Same with coding. If you have stumbled upon a block of code that doesn't work, you continue in solving that problem. And of course, it also promotes technology skills and digital literacy. So it's an all-around skill wherein it can be applied in any job, in any profession. Actually, let me share lang din. So you might think that I'm an IT graduate. I'm a computer science graduate. So sa makakahula po, joke lang. I'm actually a fine arts graduate. My major is advertising arts. I'm a fine arts graduate wherein I applied also coding in one of my actually it's in my thesis. I applied coding. I created an HTML game so that the website of the product that I'm promoting, meron siyang maliit na mini game sa gilid. It has a mini game at the bottom. So um, I also applied coding using Flash games. So I created a mini game also for the same website. That's part of my thesis. So coding it promotes every almost all 21st century learning skills that can be applied in any profession.
Yeah, I love what you've shared, Joseph. I think we don't have much time. We have a lot of questions, but we don't have much time. But we did enjoy spending time watching your demo. I think it's very important to know that just because um, bringing in coding doesn't mean expecting that all your students will be programmers, coders in the end. But what is very important is that coding itself lends or opens itself to the development of 21st century skills, resilience. Like, one thing that Joseph and other coders, programmers actually do is that when they run the program, everything's made of codes right now. Like your cell phone, what's happening right now, our StreamYard, these are running through codes. But please remember that when before this came out, the people behind this are actually not just coders or programmers. They are checking everything. They have partners who might be checking quality assurance, whether design, like what Joseph has mentioned, as fine art graduates. You have someone looking into the design of the user interface and telling the coders this is how to do it. And then of course you have people who will have to sell the product. So you have marketing people. So in the end, um, coding itself, if it's added in your curriculum, that's a very good thing. It's a bonus because you're giving the student an opportunity to learn, to add some toolkit, right? It's like adding another toolkit so that they are ready to face the future. Here's the thing. Um, is coding necessary? We want to say yes, but if your context or the context of the students does not allow it for now, I think it's something that we can aim. Why? A student that graduates with coding abilities, with skills that have been developed through coding, and compared to a graduate that has no coding background, it might seem like the one who graduated with coding background might be, have more advantage to it, especially when we see our students applying. I think that's one thing that we need to remember. Schooling is not just, understanding, knowing the lessons, things like that, so passing the test. Schooling is meant to prepare our kids for the future. And the future and the present right now, the language is actually coding. So we're not, because we still need doctors, we still need lawyers, we still need teachers. But then in the end, I think what is important are the essential skills that are being developed, right? One more question before we end. Makey Makey. Joseph, how much is Makey Makey, and can they use it with Scratch offline also?
Yes. Number one, I'll answer first the Scratch offline. Once you've downloaded the app, it can be used offline. Makey, it's available in their website, makeymakey.com. But of course, I also search it's available in Lazada. For I'm not sure if the price will change, but the last time I checked, it's around 750 pesos per kit. And but they also have the um, what you call this Makey Inventor Kit. It's like a whole package of Makey kits, and you can use Makey with any computer. With if you're using a Mac or a Windows, as long as you have a USB connector. And then on my demo earlier, let me just add this up. It looks like I'm just a one player using the Makey. Actually, at the back of the Makey, it's a control circuit. It's a circuit board kasi. So there are other pins that you can add. So the basic is the up, down, left, and right, and then the space bar and the click button. But at the back, there are also additional ports because it's a circuit board. There's also additional ports for the keyboard, WSAD, and then of course the right click, the mouse click, and the additional keys for them. So maybe two students can use it at the same time.
Yeah, Makey is something that you could use in projects. I do remember some of our students, they create games or maybe they create, interactive presentation or games, and they use the banana as the controller. So it's fun because the students are actually enjoying it. I also know that I've also seen a piano keyboard that uses Makey. So yung parang tinatalunan na piano or something.
Yes.
So there. All right. So there are a lot of questions out here, but we don't have much time, and I think most of them have been answered. What we want to share right now is that coding, when you have the opportunity to integrate that in your curriculum, please do so because it provides so much opportunities. It opens a lot of opportunities for our students so that they can not just learn better but actually develop skills that they need in the future. All right. So thank you so much, Joseph. It's been an honor to have you twice in our
Thank you.
webinar,
Thank you.
and of course, we look forward to having you again as we announce the winners on October 9. Joseph will be with us in our panel discussion. So thank you, Joseph, and God bless you also.
Thank you,
Bye,
Sir
Joseph.
Jim. God bless. God bless everyone.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with us, and we are very happy that you have a very positive response to our webinar. Tell us what you thought about today's webinar workshop in the evaluation form. The link is presented on the screen. On the comment section also, answering the evaluation form is necessary for claiming e-certificates and at the same time for joining our raffle draw and having an entry to our iPad raffle draw. Reminder, you have 1 week to answer the evaluation form to get an e-certificate. Again, we have, just a reminder to everyone, we have what we call as the 1 week rule. What does 1 week rule mean? We do realize that teachers have their work during Saturday afternoon. If they can join us, you have 1 week to watch and answer the evaluation form. Digital certificates are sent 1 week after your evaluation form. If you receive it earlier, then that's a bonus. That's very good. But we have actually the 1 week rule, 1 week to watch and answer the evaluation form. After 1 week, we close the evaluation form. In the spirit of fairness, in the spirit of time management, also, we close the evaluation form 1 week after so that we can focus on the next webinar session. So thank you so much for staying with us. The evaluation form is out already. It's on tagpros.org. But before we go, I just have one important reminder. So can we bring up again? This is your homework. Your homework with me today is to find the most inspiring teacher, your friend, a teacher in your school, a teacher in another school. This is your homework. I am inviting you again. I know that we have principals and school leaders right now. So please, this is your homework. Please join our Heroes of Learning photography contest. It only takes three steps. Number one is to take a picture of the teacher in action, the most inspiring teacher in action at this time of learning in the pandemic, whether the teacher is teaching a formal class, online, hybrid, or print-based modality, distributing modules or visiting students at home, whatever the teacher is doing that inspires you or that inspires students. That's step number one. Take a picture. Step number two, write a caption, 150 words answering the question, how does this teacher inspire students to continue learning? Again, step number two, write a caption. Answering the question, how does this teacher inspire students to continue studying at this time of the pandemic? Use hashtag Heroes of Learning 2021. You can tag Power Mac Center and you can tag also tag pros. And then of course the last one, post it. Post it in you publicly. Public posting. So make sure that the setting of your posts are public, are set to public so that we can look for it. So that we can look for it. All right? So again, very important, set your post to public because we use the hashtag Heroes of Learning 2021 to search for all nominations. Just to remind everyone, there we will be choosing four winners. Four winners, one from the National Capital Region, one from Luzon, one from Visayas, and one from Mindanao. Each winner will get 10,000 worth of prizes in the form of cash and products. Even the nominator of each winner will also win 2,500 worth of prizes in form of products. And we are inviting our teachers and parents and students and school leaders from Visayas and Mindanao to please send in your nomination. Where do you post it? Post it in your Facebook profile. Post it in your Facebook profile and then use our hashtag Heroes of Learning 21. As long as your post is public, we can find your post. And once you post it, that's an official nomination already. You have 1 week. Our deadline is next week already. So make sure that that's your homework for the whole week. Find someone who inspires you, and make sure that you join our photography contest. Okay, winners will be announced on October 9 during our special webinar panel discussion, along with the announcement of the raffle winner of the iPad. Next week, we hope to see you again. Very important next week. Our session next week will be about teacher certification. I know that you know a lot of teachers who are Google certified educator, who are Apple teachers, Microsoft this, Microsoft that, EdPuzzle this, EdPuzzle that. Certifications are everywhere. So, for you to get to know more about teacher certifications, we will be having Miss Grace Montiel, an Apple professional learning provider and a senior trainer at Power Mac Business Incorporated, and she will be speaking to us and give us some idea on how we can start our teacher certification journey in terms of our edtech journey as teachers. So we hope to see you next week, and next week is your last chance to have a raffle ticket for our iPad raffle draw. Okay, so that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon, and we hope that you remain safe, that you remain healthy, and God bless us all. Thank you so much, and happy Saturday.